The year was 2021, dear God, and Tom York and Johnny Greenwood were about to make a breakthrough, one to change the world, asking a question: what if Radiohead had a really good drummer? Like jazz good drummer. And also we switched instruments every little once in a while. With an idea as such, one could fold mountains. It was a good idea. Phone calls were made on big telephones. People were alerted through big speakers. Smile had been created instantaneously. The Smile, which is Johnny, Tom, and Tom. Also, Nigel Godrich, the producer from Radiohead, and Stanley Donwood, the artist for Radiohead. It is this sort of Radiohead reunion episode, you see. But all we could say at that point is that things weren't looking too good for the rest of these guys. Ever since the cloning incident, things have been going downhill for Phil. Now he wasn't accepted into Radiohead the sequel. There was no ad. Not even Johnny's brother had a chance to get in. What was this all about? Well, actually, Phil was probably just working on a solo project of his. Ed finally achieved mindfulness after his first solo album, and Colin was probably replaying all of the 3D Mario games that he had missed over the years. He heard that Sunshine was particularly interesting. What the fuck? Gambling? And Johnny said, 5 years? No. And the album was hot and ready. The first song that will get you going, okay, this is the shit, is The Smoke. Tom Skinner opening with the drums. Mr. Tom York on the bass guitar. This is the part where you understand that these people ain't fooling around. Because they are fooling around. This playful bass line simply goes on and on and on, and it's addicting. The way it jumps around that bum 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 to and then after 2 hours, Tom York finally goes, easy, easy. That's the song that made me a bass player. That's how good it is. This track introduces us to the whole thing about The Smile. It's a really bare bones acoustic sound, but with quite the fanciness to it. A lot of fun, but sadness too.
We are called The Smile. Not the smile as in, more the smile of the guy who lies to you every day.
The Smile is the natural evolution of Johnny, Tom, and a CR78. People still can't quite grasp on the cloning incident of 2011, but I say it is much weirder to turn a drum machine into a person. Don't you think so? Yet there are things that a CR78 cannot make you feel. Unlike Tom Skinner. The drum is really good in this one, because in the end, we all end up with jazz. David Bowie, Radiohead, Kendrick Lamar, David Bowie, Radiohead. Now it was the turn for Radiohead to take us back to probably one of my favorites of Radiohead albums, with that jazzy feel, scary sounds, complex rhythms, funny lyrics, and mix it with the sad beauty of a moon-shaped pool. And now I realize that I should probably tell you about Amnesiac. It's coming. I'm working on it. This record feels very real. You can sense the contribution of each member of the band. Tom York goes, alright, let me start this one, and pulls out the synthesizers, very reminiscent of his solo stuff. Very dreadful sounds, something's brewing up. More synths blending, kicks getting guitars, pianos, and this. The same is some good, but then Tom comes in and goes, Tom, the same? More like the opposite. Starting with the drums. so mesmerizing. That's when the guitar starts going. You're floating. Then the guitar goes crazy with that. And while Tom warns us about objects and mirrors appearing too close, I'm going to use this moment to talk about the lyrics. A light for attracting attention hits its listener with the most lush lyrics to be ever heard. As I die in the flames, as I set myself on fire. Some may see this as commentary on climate change, some as protest against the corrupt piece of shit government. Some see this song as a song about smoking. I think this is a cool lyric. Simple ass motherfuckers. One mistake after the other. Okay. Bunga bunga, or you'll never walk in television again. In a while, crocodile. It's a delicate balance one has to learn to keep between goofy and knowledge. One day this will end. I could see such lyric play only with Al-J, where they portray this man pondering his life after his murder. And then singing about Pepsi Cola in the next song. What can I say? Opposites attract, eh? Again, the word is very much playfulness. Not only are they playing with instruments, they are playing with moods, how deep the lyrics go, how heavy the sound can get, time signatures, playing techniques. That's right, they are playing with how they are playing. Johnny, are you playing the bass guitar with a bow again? Johnny out here with a... Tom hits the drum. Tom on the vocals with the vocoder. Back vocals going up and down devilishly. This is so evil. This is the song that Satan listens to when he comes up with something like Los Angeles. You just keep on asking questions. How is he doing this with the guitar? How did they make this music video? What time signature is this? Where is the downbeat? What is this? Didn't you guys have trains? Then Tom casually settles everything. The thing isn't 6'8". And then everyone in the studio nods in approval. The string, the brasses, the woodwinds. Gentlemen, we are going fancy. The clock goes fancy. Toms go fancy. Johnny, he's always fancy. This is my favorite song to sing. The falsetto parts merging with the ones on standard settings feels very nice. You're like, I don't want to hate you. I don't want to bad. Speech bubble is goosebumps. This song is about Los Angeles. We don't know what tomorrow brings with that. And Tom Skinner actually stands up from the drum kit and goes up to the synthesizer to play this. Oh, the synthesizer, the piano. The bass that plays in the left ear for some reason. Magical piece.
Yeah.
But for hairdryer, I didn't really expect for these guys to pull out a hairdryer, turn it on and record it. But my man, got the big reverb on the drums, hi-hats going absolutely crazy, guitar all over the place, bass guitar playing all those high notes, everything is so close together, packed like sudden. I'll get to it, okay? Then Tom starts going to create the spooky also ostinato gets into your head. Tension keeps building and building. Oh God, as you're building Houston, now, skirting on the surface is the big boy, the biggest boy of this record, really. I love everything about this song. Johnny was playing something in 11/4 on his guitar, because that's just what he does for fun. Then Tom is like, oh yes, that's rather good. I have a long forgotten unreleased song just for the occasion, and whips out a 15-year-old manuscript. Meanwhile, Tom Skinner sits on the drum kit and kills it. First take. Now Joe Godrich renders a .wav file immediately, forgetting a typo in the pirated FL Studio project's name, skirting on the surface. This actually happened a handful of times before. The simple little intro with Tom going, with a drum machine faintly playing in the left ear. At some point the song stops for a second for you to assess the genius of the guitar, and then ushers you back with the saxophone. And I think it does that twice. And even when Tom's auto-tune goes crazy, does it in the most immaculate, beautiful way. Nigel, my man. The music video makes you think, like, how Tom York even finds the time to record all of this music after spending all day in the mines. What a hard worker. This is just too lovely, very pretty, very experimental, but in its own way. I give this album a 1 out of 1. Or maybe 0.85 out of 1 for some minor issues. I'll make that a 0.92 out of 1.